y'all, it's Natalie, and I'm playing along with my friends today for the Cherry Challenges series that we do every month. And I'm using BL Babes Challenge, Baby Kid Challenge this month from the message board, and the theme is play. So she told you to scrapbook your babies or your kids playing, and I just so happen to have these recent photos of my youngest Lachlan and his Lego mess, specifically Lego minifigures. So I decided to do a little bit of primary colors, but I don't love primary colors, so we're gonna keep it to a minimum and kind of like still try to keep it like fresh. I don't know. So I started with this small square stencil. I love this stencil. You can see it's very well loved and used. So I decided to use yellow and green through the stencil and kind of blend them together. They're my Distress Oxide inks. Lachlan informed me that yellow is a very important color for Lego. He has done a lot of Lego research, and he told me all this history about how the minifigures were originally only yellow and they had painted on outfits, I think, and no hair. I don't really know, but he's a big Lego guy, but he loves the minifigures, and he's constantly playing with those and making a mess. And also with his mess, he has a blanket, he has his snackies, so I had to document that. So I'm just kind of doing like a diamond pattern across the paper, just sporadically. I've made this title. I threw out a couple of like phrases to him, and he immediately was like, master builder. I'm a master builder. And I was like, okay. So I just kind of made my own like cut file with a couple different fonts and welded them together. So I decided to cut them out of some fun paper. So I chose the checkerboard pattern because, again, we're going with the blocks, kind of like the background, right? Like a little nod to the Lego. And then a yellow for the master part. I'm really into titles that have mixed fonts, so that is how I decided to do the two different fonts. They had some Lego type fonts, but I don't know, they look very pixelated, and I don't know, they weren't my vibe. They weren't how I wanted the page to go. So I pulled out some Cool Boy by Pebbles, and that's mostly what I'm using for the ephemera there. That I'm not sure where that piece of paper is, but I liked the green color because I didn't have any green papers yet on the page, so I decided to back my photos with that one. I do end up roughing up the edges and kind of inking them up, but this cage came together like pretty quickly. This is kind of my go-to. I've done like 2 or 3 of BL Babes challenges on the board with the baby kids because I have baby kids. I have kids and I have a nephew baby, and it makes me tell those everyday stories that I don't otherwise necessarily tell. So I enjoy that. I found a little like Lego minifigure head. So I cut some of those in a background there. I just did like a solid outline, and it's so tiny. The outline is really delicate and thin. So I'm trying to be really careful with it. And then I did the same pattern paper that I used for the word master for the backing part. And then I did a couple of little blocks, very small, tiny print of journaling just to get what I wanted to say on the page. And I'm going to stick them onto a couple of little tags that came from that Cool Boy collection. Now, I decided it's still a little too pristine for me, so I'm going to go in with my Distress Oxide prize ribbon, blue, because I have a blue on the background of my cut file. So I'm going to use the blue to add splatter all around, kind of where I have the stenciling. So this is a series I do with my friends, Sarah and Nicole and Jessica, every month, and sometimes we put on our own challenge on the Cherry message boards. Today we're each choosing whichever ones we want to play with. I will link the message board down below, and I'll post my layout in the gallery, of course, and everything like that. I'll also link down below with the products if you're interested in shopping with my affiliate links. So I don't know if you could call this a grid layout, a little bit of a grid layout. I just kind of like laid those photos in a smaller grid, and then I'm just kind of deciding where I want to put my journaling. And that little ephemera says, have a creative and curious kind of day, which is exactly what he was doing. So I'm just going to placing all of the ephemera bits around the page how I think I would like them. The journaling gets stuck down directly to the page, and the rest I'm going to pop up on foam tape just to give it a little bit of dimension. It's not super big or high. But I'm really liking the way this looks. I definitely am trying for a visual triangle with those yellow blockheads. And I really liked how I added that one piece of orange, just have fun, right there in the middle of the photos. I feel like it kind of breaks up the photos because that's a bit of a mess there. I mean, it's obviously a mess that I took a photo of, but it's just a lot of photo to look at. So I feel like it gives your eye a little bit of a resting spot. That bottom photo is a screenshot from his stop motion video. One day his brother was at camp for like a whole week, a day camp, but Lachlan didn't go that week, and so he had to stay busy by himself, which I always constantly remind him. I always had to play by myself when I was young because I was an only child until I was 9. And it's very easy to do. And I actually really like being by myself right now to this day. So he downloaded a stop motion app and got a new Lego set, and he made all kinds of little videos, and they were actually really good. I was kind of impressed. He's done plenty of research, let's be real. He likes to watch Lego videos, and that's part of what the journaling is about. I felt like I just needed a little bit more down to the bottom, so I just add a couple little strips, but in that soft yellow color, so it kind of balances out the rest of the yellow, and that's it. We're gonna call it a layout. Told you it came together really fast. So again, I'll link down below with my friends' links. Make sure to go check out their videos on their channels and see what challenges they're doing and their inspiration. It's awesome. I assure you, they are all so talented. And then I'll put the link to the message board if you want to play along. And if you don't want to play with this one, there's so many other fun challenges. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, y'all.